it's official. This weapon is absolutely, without a doubt, overpowered. There's no way that this right here is balanced even remotely. It looks super goofy. Because I only used 3 flasks and the physics flask against the dragon, and I killed it on basically my first attempt. Here's why it's overpowered, okay? Every one of those bubbles does damage, and if 90+% of those land, you're looking at like 2,000 to 4,000 damage. And you have to kind of get the right distance. You don't want to put it right up in the boss, but just kind of like a couple meters away so the bubbles hit in a certain way. It just seems that when I'm right next to the boss, it doesn't do as much damage, but if you're a little bit further away, it does more. And all those bubbles do poise damage. So if you hit like 2 volleys, sometimes 3 on the really big bosses, you break the stance. Don't bother critting, just blow more bubbles. Just blow more bubbles. So let's review. I killed this dragon on my first attempt, basically, right? Not technically, because the first attempt I was just watching it and I died real quick. Second attempt, I pull out this thing, I summon Latenna, and he's dead. I didn't see half his moves. I killed the Elden Beast on my first try with this weapon. I killed the Lord of Blood on my second or third attempt on this weapon. All the dragons, all the Agheels and the ancient rocky-looking dragons, they all go down on my first attempt. How could this not get nerfed in the patch? It makes no sense at all. This is just ridiculous how much damage it does. I don't understand why it's so powerful. I have like a vitality build. I have almost 60 vigor. I've got 26 strength and 47 faith. I'm not reaching for the top of the DPS charts here. This weapon is overpowered like you would not believe. They need to make it so that the bubbles do less damage, and they need to make it so that they do no poise damage whatsoever. They should do like half damage, and the poise damage should be 0 or 0.1, like a really tiny amount. I shouldn't be able to break stances with it very easily at all. I'm a little disappointed that it was that easy. I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand the strength of the weapon until I was like in the end game. Because you can't. It's not good against fast bosses. It's not good against small bosses. But the big body bosses, the more epic of the bosses, it just murders them. There's no question about it. I advise not using this weapon. It trivializes too many bosses too easily.